Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
It's
Good morning.
not just you.
It's not
We
just
never came
you.
up with a jingle, is what I will say. It's just come into my mind right
I think
now.
now's the time.
I don't think it is. I've got nothing in my head.
Oh, yeah. As in when you said you were going to rap one.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Let us know if you'd like to hear Soph rap a jingle.
Yeah.
I think it would be brilliant. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
we're in this episode today going to be chatting about clothes, fashion.
All things clothes, confidence.
And so I thought we could just start and begin the podcast by just having a little reminisce.
Before we dive in.
Just going back, thinking about, some of the trends, some of the clothes we used to wear growing up.
Would you say you're
Fashion
a trendsetter?
fails. I'm a trendsetter.
Yeah.
No. Maybe.
Were you a trendsetter between the ages of 11 and 13? I definitely wasn't.
I wasn't a trendsetter.
Definitely wasn't. I was hopping on the trend.
Yeah. But to be fair, I think I was just quite I quite enjoyed going shopping, quite enjoyed putting an outfit together, kind of just knew what I wanted to wear. But it definitely was on all of the bandwagons, Hollister, Jack Wills, Primark. I feel like Primark in itself was almost a trend, just buying things from Primark.
going on a day trip to Primark.
I genuinely remember one time going to Primark, getting a who goes into a shop and gets a basket? That's when you know that you're gonna get a lot of stuff. Picking up a basket.
That's so true.
Do you know what I mean?
That was the only shop you
like, when else are you getting a basket in a shop?
Primark with a trolley.
And genuinely just going in the accessory aisle, like hairband, hair scrunchie, glasses, sunglasses, like
big pearl bracelets.
And it would genuinely come to about 20 quid and you've got 20 items in your basket.
So bad.
It's so true though.
So bad.
I genuinely can't remember going into any of the shop with a basket or a little
But
trolley.
I think where we would probably both now be more inclined, 100% more inclined to be like one more expensive, good quality item. I'm going to, go and invest in that. It is the absolute opposite.
Oh,
it was quantity over quality. It was...
I can get 7 tops for £10.
And also I say that not even through the lens of now we have way more money. We don't at all.
No.
But it's more being in the mindset of I'm going to save to get something that will last me longer. Because I do get it as well, where it's like Primark is just cheap and it gives you the necessities. But at the same time, they do...
you get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. They crumble. Like that pearl bracelet, the pearls are flying.
I had a massive...
The pearls are
Do you know an outfit I used to wear? This is making me feel sick. So I had this massive pearl necklace from Primark. The big fat chunky
Wait,
pearls.
I feel really bad because what if people as in I don't want to say it through the lens of it's gross, in terms of you just wouldn't wear it now.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't wear it now, but I think it's more because I knew it was just the epitome of following the trends of
So go on.
2010. Big, massive, chunky pearl necklace.
Big, massive, chunky.
Where it wasn't, because you had the long pearls that you kind of loop around your neck. It was just it would sit here on the collarbones. A blazer jacket, but quite like a fitted.
A tailored.
Like a blazer jacket.
A tailored slightly too small.
Sure,
blazer.
yeah. Maybe like a stripy top underneath, leggings and some Ugg boots. Flipping heck, man. That is a fire fit for 2010.
Not the Uggs with leggings, but then with a blazer. Do you know what I mean? It's just such a rogue
It's smart
combination.
casual. She's doing smart casual and she's killing it.
It's like boss on the top, but then also not because you're wearing a stripy top.
And then, those
the pearls?
You know those headbands with literally the biggest flower on the side? Like a thin little strap, a thin little headband with a humongous flower. And then maybe some nerd glasses to just top it all off. Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. That is so funny.
Did you ever wear any of those?
Oh, 100%. But for me, it was a huge, huge staple was the tights under shorts.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't go wrong.
I used to love a footless tight. And
So a legging.
no, because it's tights.
Okay.
It's a different material. And again, from Primark, they used to do the like neon tights essentially.
No, do you know?
Do you remember like that neon phase? I remember I used to go to dance lessons and I would be in this group and there'd be like girls that were a bit older than me, 14, 15, and they had all these like neon things from Primark and I was like,
but at least
flip.
with dance, it's like, okay, you're wearing neon because you're going to a dance.
No, but I'd
squad.
also wear it out.
Yeah, fair.
I wouldn't just wear it to dance.
Do you know what it is? Do you remember the peplum tops?
What, where it was like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I'd probably wear one of those now.
Nice.
Well, maybe not in the exact same style, but I do.
No,
quite
I'm
like
just
the-
remembering the cream. I had this cream and black striped peplum like straps here, and then like here just out in a massive frill. No, that wasn't it.
And then we got into the Topshop phase. Oh my gosh, there wasn't one item of clothing I didn't own.
Disco
that wasn't
pants.
from Topshop.
Do you remember the
Joni
pattern
jeans.
jeans?
Pattern jeans, like
I
Aztec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like anything like that.
Do you remember that Aztec phase?
Yeah. But also for me as well, and this isn't clothing, I went through a massive coloured eyeshadow phase.
Ooh.
Glitter eyeshadow. That was a huge thing.
I don't think I really was on that.
Complementing any outfit. Got a bit of blue in there. Whack a blue eyeliner
Yeah,
on.
boom. She's just dressing to impress.
Oh, guys.
But yeah, I was a Topshop stan. I was any bit of money I got, Topshop.
Yeah, same, to be honest. Like I'd have do you remember those t-shirts that had the flower hem?
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
A white one.
I had a white one.
Okay, anyway, that's enough.
Guys,
it's
comment
brilliant.
any trends that you would
Let us
hopping
know
on.
the trends that you used to love. And let's dive into this week's episode.
Let's do it.
So the title of this week's episode is It's Not Just You Who Struggles to Find Clothes That They Feel Confident In.
Boom.
So
Here we
I guess
go.
more generally speaking, we're talking about clothing specifically and the way that it can affect how you're feeling, your confidence, struggling to find clothes that you like, knowing what clothes to wear, what not to, or, you know, all of those different thoughts that can come up when it comes to choosing what you wear.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
What would you say is your personal relationship with clothes in terms of confidence, how they make you feel? Do you feel like you know how to put an outfit together? You know what you like?
I think for me, it would vary quite day to day. I think there are some days where, and maybe this is the same for most people, but there are some days where you wake up, you get dressed, you look at yourself, you think, yeah, no, I'm vibing with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Boss.
I've somehow created an outfit out of the clothes that I have that's a bit different to like what I usually wear or something, and I like how that looks. Cool. I feel confident. And then other days where I just look at my clothes and I feel so uninspired and I put something on and I just think, oh gosh, like I'm just not vibing with that.
So would you say, because you mentioned there putting out an outfit together and it feeling different.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing.
Do you
for
feel
me.
like it's more to do with whether you feel like there's creativity in your outfit, or is it just to do with about feeling confident and comfortable?
Yeah. Well, what I would say is growing up, I would buy a lot of new clothes. That was kind of the vibe, the trend. I would do a big ASOS order. And then I'd say over the years, my mindset's completely changed on that. And I would say I'm still kind of in this thing of like, I will go for ages not buying anything new and then have this moment where I then buy quite a lot of new items, usually like we'll do a vintage kind of search, or like maybe I'll see something in a shop or whatever, and then I'll go for ages again not buying anything. But overall, on the day to day, it's not like there are new items coming into my wardrobe.
Yeah.
So I look at what I have and I try and make something out of it. So therefore, I think that's why on the days where I just wear something that, I don't know, just is a bit different, that's when I think like, oh, I feel good. I feel Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I just find it interesting because I think some people wouldn't be thinking so much about pulling new outfits together, but more from the base level of just, I look at my clothes and I don't like them.
Yeah.
Or I look or I put clothes on, and even though I've bought them and I've chosen them, they just don't feel right. I'm trying to do this trend and I don't think it really suits me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it's interesting where clothes and feeling confident in what you're wearing can mean different things to different people.
100%. And I would say I do resonate with that. There are some items in my wardrobe that I just have because I just have, but they're not actually right. Like right now, for example, in the trouser department, it's not working. Like like loads of my clothes don't fit. Or you know where you just have items of clothing, you're like, I like this, even with some of my dungarees, but it's not like the A1 fit. Like I know there's a pair of dungarees out there that would fit me way better. But also for me, a lot of the time, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, so I just make do with what I have.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess I'm saying my overall relation to clothes depends on whether or not I feel inspired by what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And like where I find an item of clothing that I love, I'd be excited to wear it and style it. But a lot of the time, I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
What about you?
As in, what's my relationship with clothes? I think that similarly to you, I've definitely in the last year or 2 years really, really tried to only buy clothes that are 100% fits amazingly, love the style, like know it will go with other stuff I own, and it's a good thing to have in my wardrobe, because I think, like you say, it's just so annoying when you've bought something, you've spent money on it, and it's like 70% of the way there. Like, I kind of like it, but it's a bit too small or a bit too big, or I actually would want it to fit like this and it doesn't. And so that's when I think you can kind of then get up in the morning, go to get dressed, and you're looking at stuff and you're like, oh, yeah, I could put that jumper on, but it feels a bit weird. And that's, do you know what I mean? That's when you can just feel a bit like, oh, I don't really want to wear it, even though it's what I have. But overall, I think I really enjoy putting outfits together. And I think I've always I know we were talking at the start about trends and doing all these trends and stuff, but I think I have always had a fairly good relationship with clothes, where I can't remember too many occasions wearing something just because everyone else is wearing it, or I felt like I should when I don't want to, and therefore then feel a bit uncomfortable in it. I think I've always just been quite like, oh, if I like it, I'll wear it, and if I don't, then I won't.
Where would you look to get fashion inspiration? In terms of like when you're coming to search something on Vinted that you want, or like, because I think often you would be someone that would just say like, yeah, I just know what I like. What do you think that is? Like, is it that you've seen something on someone and thought, oh, I like that? Or is it just that in your mind you've had a sudden inspiration of like, I want a striped jumper?
I don't know. I think you have to be aware, I guess, that subconsciously we're all always being influenced by what we're seeing around us. I think that's mostly it. I would say that because I quite like putting outfits together, like I said, and I enjoy fashion to some extent. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm a fashion expert, but I enjoy it to some extent. I think I'll be looking at the people around me and taking inspiration from what they're wearing, even just in the streets. Like, I quite enjoy just walking around town and looking at what people are wearing and going, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. And I like the way that fits, or they've styled their outfit together, the jewelry that they've put with it, and accessories. So I think it's because that's the way I'm inclined in a weird way, without even knowing. I guess you're always having thoughts in your head about fashion, clothes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't necessarily follow like fashion bloggers or like I don't even have Instagram or anything. So I mean, obviously we see stuff on Sofa and Rach, but I'm not like, right, let me follow all these influencers and then just copy their outfits.
And I think that's what's key. I think realistically, when it comes to thinking like, how can I feel more confident in what I'm wearing, or like if there are people listening to this who find choosing clothes quite stressful, I think a lot of it comes down to actually beginning to analyze, okay, well, what are the subconscious decisions I'm thinking about when it comes to choosing my clothes?
Yeah.
Because what you're describing there is a thing of kind of like, do I like this item? Like objectively, do I think that's a cool item, and therefore do I want to wear it? And if I do, I'm going to search for something, find something similar and wear it because I like it. Whereas I think for a lot of people, and potentially where it becomes more stressful, is constantly thinking through the lens of like, is that cool? Or like, how can I like, you know, wear something that, I don't know, like fits in with the trends at the moment, or like is, you know, deemed to be a cool item, which I don't think is wrong, but I just think leaves more room for you to feel less confident, or to feel more stressed about the clothes that you're wearing, because it's less about, oh, do I like it, and more about how can I,
what other people think.
Basically other people's opinions and thoughts. So I guess I think it could kind of be helpful, like as we've said, both of us probably do just sit more on the side of like, do we like it? And therefore, are we going to wear it? Like to almost go through, okay, how do we decide what we want to wear?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So I guess for you, like you say, it's the first thing is like, do I like this item of clothing?
Yeah. Number one, just, yeah. And I think
like anyone else's opinion aside, whether or not this is a trend or not, when I look at this piece of clothing, do I think, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Like I love how that looks. I love the colours. I love the fit.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's just, it's quite an obvious question, but yeah, probably the first question to ask. And then I think comfort is a big thing.
Yeah.
I think the times when I've worn things and I haven't felt as confident is because I've not felt comfortable. They haven't fit properly. You know, I don't know why, but I always go to like thinking about dresses. I don't know why. Maybe that's the thing that I've worn most that hasn't fit me well, where you've got, I don't know, I can think of just wearing a dress and it kind of doesn't quite fit right, and you're just sat fiddling with it and trying to pull it down, or trying to, it's swiveling round and you're having to keep readjusting it, and the whole time your mind is just consumed with, is this item of clothing looking weird, rather than being able to enjoy the situation that you're in, or you're with friends, you're in conversation, and all you can think about is trying to rearrange your outfit.
So interesting. Like for me, it's trousers.
Yeah.
I just can never, ever get them to fit like waist length.
It's so hard.
And be flattering.
Yeah.
Like, because you know, like, oh yeah, it's just, if you're trying to wear like a baggy jean, but you still want it to be tight around your waist, or like, I actually find that really hard. And like, that's actually such an interesting question. Like what for you listening is like the like item of clothing that you like just can't get to fit quite right?
I think for me, it's something like dresses, because essentially the top half and the bottom half of my body are two completely different sizes.
Yeah.
So obviously where a dress is one, you get one size and it has to cover both. It always just, it feels like if I want the top to be the right size, then the bottom's too small, or vice versa.
And this is where some people literally just back having a tailor, like going to a tailor.
Yeah.
And like, not gonna lie, when I first hear that, I would kind of be like, right, that's a bit extra. Like, you just don't need to tailor your clothes. But now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, if you invest in like even earlier at the start of this episode where I was saying like, you look at your wardrobe and you know that just could fit better. Like, what if you did just spend a little bit more money and had like one pair of jeans that fit perfectly, like the fit was perfect, one pair of like smart trousers that fit amazing, one dress that was like literally sewn to your body. I mean, and then your body changes.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, well, but I know what you mean in the sense of, I think particularly trousers can be just difficult, and to get a waist, bum, hips, thighs and length in one trouser that all fits, I think is one of the most impossible things on this earth.
When you're shopping on Vinted and Depop,
you can't try them on. Annoying. It's really difficult. And so, yeah, I mean, I do a bit of sewing, so I will often sew my clothes and change them a bit. But
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? You just tailor your own clothes.
I mean, I'm not tailor level.
She's a tailor.
I'm not that good, but I can do some things. But
I do think that's sometimes something that's disregarded, like comfort, in terms of making you feel confident. Like
because then you don't have to think about what you're wearing.
The link between the comfort of your clothes and how confident you feel in them is important.
Yeah. If you've got a pair of trousers that are like so tight on your waist and all you can think of is like, I've literally had it before where I'm like, I think I'm going to be sick because my trousers are literally like...
Oh, I just have mine unbuttoned
digging
constantly.
In so much. And then you're kind of thinking, oh, it looks like I've got like they're just not looking flattering.
If my jumper comes up, like...
Yeah, so then you're not going to be feeling proper confident to just do whatever you want. Or even just stuff like, oh, if I put my arms up and then my top's too short and then my trousers...
I know. Yeah. And then I think another question that's a huge one is like, do you feel like it expresses who you are?
Yeah.
So essentially the link between not looking, at trends or all of that kind of thing, but literally just thinking like, does this item of clothing just feel like an expression of like who I am?
Yeah. And that's quite hard because I think a lot of people in some ways don't actually know how they would want to express themselves through their clothes.
Yeah, like there are some quite obvious expressions, e.g. like, let's say you're a skater, you just end up wearing shoes and clothing that like, communicate that because some of it's even just practical, like shoes and stuff like that. Or if you're, I don't know, what would be another example?
If you're a painter and you've got paint splatters all over.
No, but even sometimes if you're just like a really confident, extroverted, loud person and you love bright colour, like that also like can kind of be it. I mean, these are all quite basic expressions. Like, I feel like there's a lot more that kind of...
But I think basically that question essentially is the same in some ways as just the do I like it?
Yeah.
Because your personality actually might be like, I don't care about clothes.
Yeah.
I just want to wear something that is comfortable, functional.
Throw on a tracksuit.
And I think that's where it's like, that's you expressing yourself through your clothes because that's part of who you are, that you're someone that enjoys being comfortable and enjoys, not having to think much about stuff like clothes. That's still expressing yourself in your clothes. So actually doesn't need to be like you're wearing this like hippie outfit that's like 10 different colours and that's what it means to express yourself through your clothes. I think it's more just it communicates what you value and who you are and what you like.
100%. And we were talking with one of our friends, Indy, who is into fashion, and we were just kind of chatting about this topic with her, like, oh, what makes you feel confident kind of in the clothes that you're wearing, or how do you put your outfits together? And interestingly, I feel like her response related to this kind of question of like basically it being a confidence coming with truly expressing who she is in her clothes. So she was saying she's realized over time when she looks at someone and thinks, oh, they look really cool, it might not actually be about the clothes that they're wearing, but more because they are just authentically expressing who they are in those clothes. So it might not be a thing of like, oh, their outfit is so sick, I wish I could have those clothes and wear them. There may not be that desire to wear those clothes, but more the thing of like, you look really cool because you're just confident in what you're wearing, because it just so evidently expresses who you are.
Yeah. And you look at that person and you go, they look at ease, they look happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're just rocking what they're wearing.
Yeah. And like, not to be completely honest, I can think now where I've seen people head to toe, full on trending outfit. Every item is, oh, that's, all the trends, shoes, jacket, everything. But they almost look a bit like a mannequin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, you've basically just gone on like the ASOS homepage and just ordered all of the first things that you've and I'm not saying that that's wrong. I think it's more just where like what Indy said in our conversation about just being confident, and it's not about having all the trending pieces of clothing. it's more just about you looking and feeling confident in
because when
what
you
you've
wear
chosen to
something
wear.
that you genuinely love, you do just feel like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Like I feel confident. And it also means that you're not wearing it for the approval of anyone else, but just yourself. And again, like Ins was saying that, you know, when she used to kind of ask her husband, like, do you like what I'm wearing? His response would just be like, well, do you like it? Because I want you to love it, not me to love it. And I think through that kind of like narrative, you then end up looking less to like, do these people think I look cool? Oh, I'm going to this social event. I need to look cool. I'm going to wear this. And you just end up thinking through the narrative of like, I'm going to put this on and know that I love it. And therefore, whether people love it or hate it, it doesn't really affect me either way.
Yeah.
Because like I'm wearing it because I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't then fall into the cycle of, like you were saying, just looking for other people's approval.
Because I think where you lack confidence in what you wear, I would just say that's probably somewhere at the root of it.
Like looking for approval from others. Yeah.
Like you just want others to think that you're cool.
Yeah. And as a side note, it's not really a side note, but I would just say that, and then, to be fair, maybe this isn't true for everyone, and there are people that would judge you on what you wear and would become friends with you because of what you wear. But I'd say when you're in established friendships, because I do think there is something to be said for when you're in an environment with a lot of new people, there is the whole unconscious bias thing of approaching people or looking to make friends with people that look similar to you. But with that aside, like I said, when you're in established friendships, people don't like you more or less for what clothes you wear. Like when I've already got a friend, I can't think of any time where I've thought, oh, I'm going to become better friends with them because they've just become really fashionable and they're wearing all the trending clothes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's where you can really get into your head that people are just constantly evaluating you based off of what you wear, when actually, I don't know, maybe there is the odd occasion where that does happen, but I would say overall that that's not the case.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's why when you pick up an item of clothing or you're ordering an item of clothing, you've just got to take a moment and be like, okay, am I ordering this because I want people to think that I will look cool in it, / does it fit in with a trend, or am I ordering this because I just love it? And I think, that can then just help you when it comes to putting it on. And I think kind of just as an aside, as we kind of wrap up this episode, like I sometimes just hear, like when I'm shopping with friends or whatever, or different people, or if I'm wearing something, let's say I'm wearing like, for example, a brightly coloured item of clothing, sometimes someone will say like, oh, I love that so much, like I wish I could wear that. And guys, this is kind of an aside, but I just want to say, if you love it and you look at an item of clothing and think that is sick, then you can wear it. Like, there's, obviously things where it comes to, I don't know, an item of clothing fitting you and it either does or it doesn't. But then beyond that, where it comes just to this thing of like taste and preference and does it suit me, I think you can wear anything if you wear it with confidence.
Amen. I agree.
If you love it, wear it. Like even where it's like, oh no, that's not my colour. What does that mean?
Yeah. I think clothes, fashion, it should just be a bit of a free-for-all of you should be able to wear anything to some extent. And I think that people put themselves in these boxes of this is my style and I can't venture outside of that. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why have you said that you can only wear these colours, this style of thing? And you see someone else and like you said, you do actually love what they're wearing, and then you say, oh, but I couldn't wear that.
Or even the concept of, can you ever be too overdressed?
No. I mean, I'm a firm believer in this. I think you can be too underdressed. No, I'm joking.
No, but I'm just trying to vision, like, let's say it was a movie night and you turned up in like a dress and heels.
Yeah, but if you were genuinely 100% confident,
well, this
to
is
wear
what I
that,
mean.
Then,
like, I actually don't think you can be, because, and this I think demonstrates the point we've made through this entire episode of like, if you walked into a room and backed wearing a dress and heels to a movie night because you just needed to feel like a boss that day and it was what you wanted to put on when you got dressed and you looked amazing, who cares what all your friends think?
Yeah, it's like
if you just back that out, then like you back it out.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't be doing that because I'd think I just want to wear trackies and be comfortable. But if, like you said,
But if on that day you needed to,
I just think there's kind of no limits to being overdressed.
or like the classic thing of like there's an event and it's everyone going, what are you wearing, what are you wearing, what are you wearing, in terms of like, what is this too dressy, is this not dressy? And it's just so fascinating as humans. Like I do that, like I think we all do that, and it's like there's just such a desire to fit in,
to be in the norm of what
yeah,
everyone
to
else
not
is.
turn up and be weird. But and I get that, but it's just that thing of like, with confidence,
Anything is possible.
anything is possible in the fashion world. Oh, guys.
But yeah, I'd be interested to hear other people's thoughts
Yeah.
on how they find clothes.
Do
whether
you think you can ever be too overdressed?
Yeah, I think some people would probably disagree with that, but I will stand by.
What, and say that you can be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think some people would say that you can.
And do people agree that the biggest element of kind of choosing your clothes and wearing them confidently is just all related to confidence?
Yeah,
That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
that confidence is key.
Yeah, would you agree that confidence is key?
Yeah.
That is the question. So if you're listening to this and you struggle to know what you want to wear, where can they start? They can start by just thinking simply, do I like it?
Yeah. Like I
And
said,
if you don't know what you like, just keep a little eye out.
yeah, just take note as
Be
you're walking
looking
down the
around.
street,
Oh, I love that.
hanging out with your mates.
Yeah.
And just be like, oh, okay.
Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just like, oh, do I like that item? Yeah, I do actually. Great.
Just going straight in my basket.
It's going straight in your basket then, isn't it?
Boom. Hope that was helpful.
I hope that was helpful in some way, guys. Bit of a ramble about clothes. I think it was.
Yeah. Great. Should we leave it there then?
We'll leave it there and we will see you in our next episode.
We will indeed.
Go buy that wacky item of clothing.
Do it. Right. Bye, guys.
Bye.